Actually, dream fulfilled. I'm already working at SBS and writing and publishing. 20 years ago, you would have found me, there may be a picture of a bicycle shop here. You would have found me working in a bike shop and doing pretty well everything, mechanic, warehouse, hand, salesman, agent rep, everything else. And before that, as was mentioned, I was a teaching tennis pro from my teen years onward. Today, I'm obviously the editor and producer at SBS for Cycling Central Online, which is an awesome gig. It's probably the best gig of its type in the country. SBS and cycling, they go together, as you probably know. I love the sport, so it makes it a very easy thing to do. The turning point, how did I get there? It came when I realized that I didn't want to work in the bicycle industry anymore, but I didn't have an idea of what I wanted to do. But I did have an idea that I wanted to write, which is something that I held on to probably from my teen years onward. And I didn't really know how to progress from there. Around 2000, I found out about blogs, and that intrigued me. I started reading them, and I understood the power that writing for yourself and publishing for the web has. So I used that as a vehicle to progress onward and write and start writing for myself in the hope that someone would see what I was writing and I would get an opportunity like I have at SBS. I had no post-secondary education, no journalism degree, so the self-publishing was the only way to go. So I continued to write, and I did this while I was working in the biz. How I got from there to here was still undefined, but I eventually got my shot in 2007 when a guy named Miguel de Souza at SBS, who worked for SBS Digital, he read what I was writing. He loved bikes. He wrote himself. And he asked if I would like to write for their new Tour de France website. And of course, I was interested. And I said, is it paid? And he said, absolutely not. And I said, awesome, I'll do it. 21 days, I gave them copy every single day, 11 o'clock delivered, free of charge. I also did something new in 2007 that would turn out to be very important to what I do today, and that every single night in 2007, I also live tweeted the Tour de France off the SBS television coverage. And I think I was the first person to ever do that at the time, at least I think I was anyway. So, and the reason I mention this is that if you're interested in a new career or a career in media, it's really important to be on the web. Be on the web personally through a blog, be on the web using Twitter, right? Use and explore all the new tools that are available to you. And if you're hungry enough, volunteer. Actually give your time at least once, as I did. From there, I went back to the daily grind of just working in bike shops. A bit frustrated because there was about a year gap before I got another opportunity. But SBS came calling again. And this time they had a different offer. They built a new site. And this time they actually wanted to pay me to run the site as the online editor. I had experience because of blogging with content management systems. And of course, I said yes, so I took a leave of absence from work. Sometimes you've got to do that, just step away from the thing that you were doing before to actually progress forward. It turned out to be a massive effort and a big success for SBS because we had millions of page views, hundreds of thousands of uniques over the 3 weeks. And from that, I knew I had what it took to drive a big news site. The problem is I still didn't have a job in media. So there was a bit more waiting. And that's the thing about this, I guess, is that you spend a lot of time sitting and waiting while you're working as hard as you can to try and make it happen. In October 2008, they actually decided to build a proper website, ongoing year on year, called Cycling Central. And they needed someone to do it, and surprise, I was the guy. I got the job, no interview, and no job application, and that's because I took the effort to do what I did before for them. When they called, I answered. I said goodbye to the bike biz. All the work I'd done over the years, from unpaid to paid, had become relevant to the career change. Were there challenges? Absolutely. Most of them were from myself. The self-doubt that comes with not having the skill sets required to work in a new environment like broadcast media. I knew nothing about it, and there are many days where I wondered if I was good enough. And I still wonder if I'm good enough because there are a lot of challenges on a daily basis. But most of those tend to be just the day-to-day stuff. Has life changed? Yep. I work a lot harder than I did before. Bike shops were a pretty cruisy environment. Working in media is 24/7, especially if you're online. I get paid a bit more than the average bike shop guy, but it's not about the money. The payoff is working with really creative people on a daily basis. And that's one good thing about working at SBS. There's a lot of passion for what people do. It drives me. So during tough days in the office, that's the thing that keeps me going. It's actually their passion and desire that pushes me forward and keeps me moving in the job. To sum up, be the agent of your own change. Recognize when you want it to change, and say yes to any opportunity, and also say yes to yourself if you think you need to make that change. Thank you.